breath, the recording. So yeah, welcome. And my name is Manuela. And today I'm going to guide you. And we're going to focus today on a very beautiful contemplation on how things exist, which is the Buddhist explanation, which is also more or less, I would say, proven by science today. That things we perceive many times in one piece are actually many, and it's way more to beyond. It's the Buddhist analogy of dependent arising, of interconnectedness, and understanding this in relation to our phones or houses or cars. I guess it gives us a lot of more space in our day-to-day life when situations coming up, which might be not too easy for us to handle. Okay, so let's get started. So take a moment now to find your comfortable meditation posture. Take a moment to ground your sit bones, to elongate the spine. Roll the shoulders up to the ears in a big circle back. Softening your jaw. Relax your cheeks, your eyes, your eyebrows, all the little muscles around your eyes. Allow your soft forehead to become soft. The back of the head, relax. And in your own time, take another few moments here to check within your body that all your body parts are relaxed. And if you encounter any tight areas or tension, you can always use an exhalation to soften, to let go in that part. And now, body has more arrived in the space. The mind can easily follow. So now, take a moment here to set our intention for this meditation this morning, for this day, by just acknowledging all the preciousness we're receiving in this moment. We have a quite healthy body and mind to do this practice. Community which supports us, teachers who brought us this and practicing together, all the technical circumstances allowing us to have time in your busy day. So it's so many preciousness just in this moment. So let us give here a moment of gratitude. And with this open heart, let's also include all sentient beings into our practice this morning. So making this little contribution to world peace, an act of loving kindness towards the world this morning. With this motivation in our hearts and minds, let's start inspired to bring benefit to the world, this practice of shamatha, of calm abiding, where we just single-pointedly placing our attention with the breath. And you can either start observe the breath in the full body for more relaxation, so you're following the breath moment by moment, or you can pick to observe the breath in the area of your belly for more grounding, for more stabilization, just focusing on the fall and rise on the belly, or you place your attention on the entrance of the nostril for more clarity. So choose one of the three areas and then try to single pointedly place your attention there and simply noticing your inhalation and your exhalation. Every time we find ourselves distracted from the breath or object, just take the moment of distraction, make it part of your practice, and return back to the breath. Relax, release, and return every time you are distracted. In that way, we develop the mind further and further in single point. Just come back to the breath again and again. Take the practice another 3 minutes now in silence, simply paying attention to our inhales and exhales. Then we can gently let go of the breath and then allow my words to guide you into this practice to contemplate on how things exist. And for that, we're gonna sometimes work with visualization. So if this is so easy for you, simply try to focus on feeling sensations which arise throughout that. So now we are going to dive into the Buddhist view of reality, which is also the actually common view on science. A view that sees things as composed of three elements: the parts of an object, the causes that brought them together, and the mind that sees those parts and their causes as a singular entity. We are taking a look at just these elements of parts, a view of reality that exactly the way science sees it as well. And in order to do this analysis, you need to choose now an object. And it can be very helpful to choose some external object that you have a strong attachment towards. Can be your phone, maybe your apartment, your car, maybe a piece of jewelry. Just now try to find an object or a type of food that you often crave for. So take a moment now and choose an object to use for this meditation, please. Something you feel strongly attached towards. And now we will start to look at this object objectively, the way that science actually tells us it exists. Start now with the bigger, more obvious parts of the object. And so as you consider now each of these parts, consider where is a phone or a car, a house, or your favorite food. If you are thinking of a phone, consider whether the phone is found in its screen, in its computer chips, in the case, the battery, or the buttons. Or if you examine your car, consider how it has wheels, engine, interior, steering wheel, windows, dashboard. Is the car found in any of those individual parts, or is it a collection of those? Or if you think your house or room, there's the foundation, the interior framing, the floors, walls, ceiling, the electrical fixtures, plumbing pipe. The house, any of those parts, or is it a collection? Or if you're thinking of your favorite food, also here try to see if you can, if it's a piece, maybe let's say it's a piece of cake. Is it the flours made for the sugar, the eggs, the butter? If we had all this separated out on a plate, would we find them same as feeling the same deliciousness? Or if you eat meat, the skin, the muscles, the bone, the cartilage, the veins, the organs of the animal. Just now take a few more moments to specifically think about your objects and reflect on the parts. Also, if the object is more or less identified with any of those parts. Now let us go even more deeply. You have started with the phone. You could start now to examine the man-made materials of glass and plastic, the electronic components, the wires, the sensor. If it's the car, you can even more go deeply, the rubber, the glass, the plastic, the heavy steel frame, the aluminum sheets, in the house, the room. The material, it's made of wood, wire, latex, glass, plastic, drywall, brick, concrete. Or with the food, the raw plants and animals that the food came from. Wheat, chicken, eggs, sugar, cane, cows and cow's milk, fruits hanging from the trees, vegetables on the ground connected to the greens, growing plants in long rows. Now take a moment to also do this with the object you choose. As we consider this part of our object, are we coming closer to finding the essence of the object that attracts us? Just contemplate on that. And then we can even go deeper to the atomic level, to the elements that these objects are made of. It turns out that your phone contains almost every element in the periodic table. 70 of the 80 or so natural occurring elements. Idiom, tin, oxygen, code, the touch screen, let it touch your fingers every time you interact with it. The processor is mainly made of silicon, but also phosphorus, antimony, arsenic, barium, indium, and gallium. The screen is made of a special glass, made of silicon dioxide, aluminum, magnesium, sodium, potassium, gold, silver, metals that make all the electrical connections. Tantalum fills the capacitors that regulates the energetic flow. Rare earth metals, yttrium, rhodium, terbium, and gadolinium form the glowing red, green, and the blue of the screen pixels are from that. The battery is made of lithium, cobalt, and nickel. Praseodymium and niobium are used on the phone speakers and the vibrating motors. Or we can also even investigate further the car, the aluminium in the body panels and the wheels, iron, bismuth, calcium, and carbon in steel, chlorine, hydrogen, oxygen, to make the polyvinyl chloride plastic in molding, trims, and the coating under the car. Gold and copper for the electrical system circle, helium used in brazing and leak testing automotive parts. Magnesium used in subframes, oil pans, the trunk. Platinum found in the catalytic converter that reduces the pollution. Or if you look at a house, the wood made, house is mostly made of natural matchwood. Wood is mostly carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Pipes and wires and nails in the home are made of copper, iron, gold, and aluminum. Drywalls are composed mostly of calcium, sulfur, oxygen, and hydrogen. Paints we use are made of zinc, oxygen, sulfur, titanium, carbon, hydrogen. Food made of carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, sodium, chloride, calcium. So also step back and imagine your object now and contemplate down. Imagine all this pile, what it's made of, all the oxygens, all the little atomic parts. Then we can even go further and imagine, for instance, your dinner plate, just a pile of carbon, phosphorus, sodium, chloride, sulfur, calcium, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen. How delicious would that seem to you? And just for another minute now, try this with your object. Are you still feel the same emotional attachment towards your object when you count it down into these piles of elements? Where did the object go when we broke up the parts in our minds? There's these different elements. Obviously, they also have qualities like colors, textures, taste, and smells. But when we move our minds below the atomic level to take our analysis even one step further, we arrive at the invisible worlds of subatomic particles, where there is no longer color, form, taste, touch, or sound. Atoms are almost entirely empty space, subatomic particles, electrons, protons, neutrons, zipping around at incredible speed. So try now to picture your phone, your home, your car, your meal for a moment at this incredible active cloud of energy and particles constantly moving, but mostly this mental level. It's constantly moving, energetic particle. And now, having done contemplation, now try to observe the object in both ways for a moment. The conventional way of appears to us, but then also the way of the reaction and how it really expands in molecules, elementals, subatomic particles. And if we look at the object as that this soften the edge, the strong feelings you have towards the object. Does it give you a deeper sense understanding reality. And this analyze into parts is aspect of reality. Part of the three-part analyze of parts, courses, and the mind. But we will do this in one of the further episodes. Now let's stop here and just make your own conclusion here out of this dividation of the thing. And from here, you can gently let go of all visualization and just allow the mind for another minute to do what it wants to do. From here, let us dedicate and close this practice. That's maybe this understanding of reality further and further soften our edges and strongness of attachment. So we can and we are more able to see reality as it is. Bringing this insight further and further into our day-to-day life to be more of benefit for ourselves and the whole world. That way, oh Mani Padme Hum, wisdom and compassion deeply arise within everyone of us. Thank you so much for your practice, for your time. And yeah, you will see me back on Monday if you have any questions. This meditation actually got inspired by the podcast The Skeptic's Path Towards Enlightenment, which is held by Scott Smearbear, who is a very dedicated also FPMP student. So thank you so much. And if you have questions, you are most welcome to ask.